Trollord Games. Join the fray.
Greetings from Chenault Games. Here we are for another Ask Me Anything. Probably should push this on our social media. Tim, Chuck, are we doing that? I think you guys do that. I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on around here. What the hell's wrong with this damn thing? Driving me crazy. What? We should push. I think you guys are doing it. I don't know though. But push this on Twitter and wherever else we are. I need to get in the habit of making a TikTok before the stream so we can let people know, come out and join us. Sweet. Good. Probably need to hit my Facebook too. I don't know if you can do that, Tim, or I can do it, whatever. How's it going, M5? We are slowly coalescing some kind of more cohesive approach to our outreach program. How was that for a bunch of words strung together? How's it going, Kadora? How you doing, Effie, Johnny? How's it going, everybody? And we have for, I remember back in, God, I don't know when, 2000 and, it's before Gary died, 2006 maybe, 2007, I don't know, 2005. Peter Bradley sent me over a text, a post, or whatever. I don't even know how we were communicating in those days. It wasn't Skype, probably email. It certainly wasn't a phone. But anyways, however Peter and I communicated, it might have been Skype, I don't know. But he said, hey man, you need to go ahead and set up an account on this program called Facebook. It's going to be the next thing. And I was like, I'm not doing that. I looked at it and I said, I'm not doing that. That's crazy. I don't have time to do all that mess. And so 6 months go by, and of course Facebook's beginning to really pick up steam, and I set up an account called Trollord. I post a little bit, do a little bit, nothing. And then once I kind of started getting into it is when Facebook did some kind of overhaul and made me get rid of the name Trollord, so it had to be Steve Chenault or something like that. But for the first couple of years that Facebook was out there and new and growing and doing all of this craziness, we had no cohesive plan to get on there, to promote, to do to do anything, even just to meet and hang out with people who like-minded people who play RPGs. And we still we sometimes get this cohesive approach, but it lasts for a few weeks. It seems to disintegrate as we all get caught up doing 7 gajillion other things that the company requires. And at some points we have long debates as to whether we should just hire someone to come in and just do this. And we've kind of gone full circle on it. MeWe, that's funny you should say that, Epi. I got a MeWe account. I set it up a few months ago, I guess in February or March or something like that, and I've posted 6 times and I forgot about it. Omo, TikTok is weird because I started the TLG TikTok account 3 months ago or something, and I'm posting kind of regularly, once a day or twice a day, minus the weekends. And when I started, there was 4 or 5 other creators, as they're called over there, who started roughly the same time. They may have had 100 people when I started, and they were all at 6,000 followers. TLG's followers are still at 350 something or 360 or somewhere around in there. It's just not growing like even Geek Preacher, our good friend who joins us for these streams all the time, like his is. And I know why it's not growing, because I don't weigh into any of the controversies. I just don't. I don't think it's the company's place to do that, but also it's exhausting. I don't want to do it. I don't want to have big arguments about whatever goofiness is going on, or not goofiness, or seriousness, or whatever it is. And it's all exhausting. So until I get, as Tim says, a little more controversial, it's probably going to be a slow grind over there as well. So keeping up with all the socials, it is a full-time job. In 5, it's absolutely nuts. It's crazy. And then we'll really focus on one. We'll get one going really well and forget the others. so they just sit there. It's just nuts. And TikTok is pretty cool, especially if you have a short attention span. TikTok, I actually enjoy I'll scroll through TikTok because it's entertaining. I actually mostly what I watch is rednecks, breaking trucks or crashing things into mud pits or blowing stuff up. that stuff I find vastly entertaining. Even on a D&D TikTok, it's just a different conversation. I don't know. It's very interesting. So TikTok it's entertaining, and it's addictive though. So I've started to back off because it's just gotten absolutely ridiculous. That's not going to happen. That's how it was with MeWe too. I've got an account, just haven't looked at it for. I know I set it up and I forgot about it. TikTok is hot now, I bet, but the big social networks will still be around. I think so. I think really TikTok seems to be really for younger people. It's a wholly different way of communicating, and Facebook seems to be. I mean, these people get on and the creators get on and do really impassioned videos, which is great, and they're very energetic and very entertaining, and it's cool. It's very, very different than what was that one? What was the video share thing that came out a few years ago that's gone now? Vine. It's like Vine seemed to have. I don't know, just to be entertainment, but TikTok seems to be more than that. I don't know. It's very interesting. I didn't do the Vine very much either, but there you go. Same been a few years since I logged in mine. The link in Facebook is for the dashboard, not for joining the chat. Well, that's not helpful. Ornus. Hey, Tim, did you hear that? Can you fix that link, Tim? Vine, 10-second vids. Okay, I didn't know that Vine was that short. How's it going, Jason? I remember Vine. I remember there being a lot of entertaining people on there that just did funny stuff. And well, I appreciate it, Ortis. It doesn't it doesn't help if the link doesn't take you to the stream. Yeah, Vine seemed to be pretty cool. It was entertaining. But again, it seemed to be kind of a lot for younger people. Though I could be completely misconstruing the way that platform. For me, the social media it's cool when I have time to get on it and post, but as those of you all know, Trollord is an insanely busy enterprise, and I just, like today, I started a really fun debate on Facebook about which Conan movie's better, Conan the Destroyer or Conan the Barbarian, and it's going well. I mean, people are diving in, that's great, I'm reading it, but I quickly ran out of time and had to go take care of some imposition files for the player's handbook, so I was out, but there you go. I'm old. It's like Snapchat. Snapchat is still around, almost. Yes, it is. There's another one too, another Snapchat type thing. I can't remember what it's called. I've heard it made. I've heard it mentioned once in a while. So I should specify that the one in the Trollord games is proper. The one in the C&C group is not. There you go. How's it going, Jay? I'm glad you could join us. We're jibber-jabbering about social media at the moment. I'll check my live journal. Might be a post about that. What was the not FaceTime? What was the MySpace? So I guess MySpace was that the first big one, I suppose, that was not message board-esque? Oh, I don't think it's that bad, Jason. Social media is just the way people communicating. And it's just, it's just the way people communicate now. And I don't think it's good. I don't think it's bad. It's just the way people are communicating. And in fact, I can tell you this, that my children talk to people all over the world, which I certainly didn't do, except I had a pen pal in France when I was younger. So there was that. And when I was studying in, I studied German in Austria a few years back. And I was there for the summer and 3 months or some such, and I studied with a whole bunch of Italians, and I met this guy named Francesco. We were great friends, me and Nikolai. The three of us always hung out. And I remember when we graduated and the class was done and all that bullshit, and I was leaving. I was going back to the United States, and he was going back to Udine, Italy, and I said, man, we need to exchange addresses, and so we can keep in touch. And no, actually, Francesco did. He and I wrote like 2 letters. No, it was a girl who I met. She was from Milan. So this girl that I also hung out with, I said, we need to, so we can pen pal, whatever, exchange letters. And she was like, I'm not going to give you my address, and I don't want yours, not because I don't want to talk to you, but we just won't. We'll write 1 or 2 letters, and then life will catch up and we'll move on and we'll forget about it. And let's just enjoy with the memories. And I thought, that's a very prescient thing. because that's how most of that stuff panned out. But with social media, it's a little different. You get this way to communicate that's it's pretty cool. I mean, you just got to find that venue, I guess, that you like the most, that you find the most conducive to the way that you communicate with people. It's like I remember when digital content started to really ramp up in 05 or 06 or whatever the hell it was with the PDFs and RPG Now. I remember that the talk was everywhere. Books are dead. I mean, it was everywhere. Every trade show I went to, GTS, every one of them, books are dead. This is, killing bookstores, we're killing libraries, we're killing all of this stuff. And that's not the case at all. Our book sales, our PDF sales have gone up. Our book sales continue to go up, exactly with them. We have not seen a significant shift from one to the other. Barnes and Noble, though it's got problems, its problems do not necessarily stem from its book sales, but more management. So I think that, and my daughter buys probably a book or two a week. I'm following some book talks on TikTok. People are reading all the time, and it's not just digital. So even though social media is here and doing its thing or whatever, it's not supplanting anything. I mean, it's just another avenue for us to yank at each other. I was just updating my blogger a few minutes ago. Blogging, I like blogs. I actually do like going to blogs. Tom was such a good friend, and everyone abandoned him on MySpace. Yep. I can tell you this, social media makes it so much easier for my players to yell at me about CNC rules. Yeah, there's the downside to it. Yeah, I don't know if it's evil there, Jason. I think that's where you and I would disagree on it. Talk to your neighbor over the fence. Keyword is fence. Nothing has ever been perfect. Cancer, this string, we're pretty positive. Yeah, the fence being the keyword to that. I've had many neighbors in my life, and many of them I didn't want to talk to. Some I did, some I didn't. Like it's 2:30 in the afternoon, I'm afraid leave me alone with your CNC arguments. Yes, now you can be hounded day and night. They can text you when you're sleeping. It's wonderful. I believe we're doing a giveaway. Is that what's happening? Tim, he told me to announce it. I forgot. It's at 410 or something. Some kind of giveaway. $20, I think. So do whatever. Do raffle? Yes, raffle. Okay! ! Raffle. There you go. The whole world would be such a better place if everyone would just see my way. Exactly. If they would just all do it right, there would be no arguments left. How's it going, Geek Preacher? I saw you got yourself into a little bit of hot water on TikTok with some therapists and psychologists and sociologists over there. Yeah, but I'm gonna have to. I want to do it very publicly, Derek, but I'm gonna have to back your play in this one because ministers you can reach almost any time, day or night. So it's like someone yelling at Omud about the CNC rules. So there you go. All right. For everyone just joining us, I'm Steve Chenault. I don't know what I am. CEO of Troller Games, and we're here for Just Ask Me Anything. I clearly need to shave. Good God. But throw your questions in the stream, and we'll do what we'll tackle them as best we can. A little problem is they don't realize many of us also have a counseling background. Yeah, well, that's the thing. I think that being a minister is a preacher, a reverend, whatever word you want to throw in there. It's a whole different thing than going to see a trained clinical therapist or whatever who they have their own things, but preachers they're part of the community, they're part of the family, right? I mean, there's a whole different dynamic. Of course, maybe not. I'm from the South. That's the way it is down here. Maybe it's not that way in other parts of the country. I don't know. Can I ask a CNC rule about a spell? This was an argument over Facebook Messenger. Please define the Dark Chaos spell in regards to the damaged cause and a saving throw situation. Oh Lord, this is a Jim Ward spell. Or beer, exactly. And this is a Jim Ward spell. I know it because that's just the way he names things. Oh, these illusionist spells. Jason's already had to rewrite a few to clarify some stuff. Let's see. A dark pair of smoky tendrils comes from the hands of the illusionist, who can use them like whips. Okay, that makes sense. They hit automatically and do 6 points of damage to their victims unless an intelligence save is made. Okay. The tendrils last 2 rounds, and the victims get a separate saving throw for each attack by a tendril. The tendrils last 2 rounds, and the victim gets a separate saving throw. Okay, so what's the question? I'm just calling it the saving throw. So the way I read that, the way I would play that is you're going to get, the caster's going to get a whip for 6 points of damage, another whip for 6 points of damage, so it's potentially 2 to 6 points of damage. They hit automatically and do 6 points of damage. No. They hit automatically and do, so that's plural. So both whips are going to hit, and you're going to take 6, and you're going to make 1 saving throw against it. Separate saving throw. And the victims get a separate saving throw for each attack by the tendril. So that second part is going to be, so it's going to be 6 points of damage the first round, 6 points of damage the second round, but you get a separate saving throw each melee round. So this thing's going to, so it's going to be 2 melee rounds. First melee round you get a saving throw, second melee round you get a saving throw. That's the way I would read that. Saving throw for each attack at the tendrils. Intelligence negates, and if they make it, there's no damage, none whatsoever. Is the damage 3 per tendril, and is there 2 saving throws each for 3 points? That's half damage. I would say there's 2 saving throws, and if you make a saving throw, it says intelligence negates. It's gone. There's no what printing am I in? I'm in the 7. It's gone. So if you make your saving, the way I'm reading this, if you make your saving throw first melee round, you take no damage. If you take, but you still, the second melee round, you haven't negated the spell. You just negated the effects of the spell that first round. So the second melee round, you're going to have to make another saving throw for all or nothing. Does that make sense? I think that made sense. I hope that made sense. That's the way I would read it. You either take 6 points or nothing, and it happens twice. Yes, just like that. Yes. So yeah, it's it's really funny since I've been playing with these young guys. Man, do they pick these things apart? They just pick them apart. I'm like, I don't know. Ask Mac. Some of the spells are kept ambiguous intentionally so that players can kind of maneuver a little bit. Thanks, Trollard. I'll send my players to your Facebook Messenger. All right, yeah, send them along. I'll do my best. I'm assuming, Omut, that you've already tried to reason through this. That's funny. Good times. Yeah, I really, I was running the game, Friday. We did a Friday night game. And Wilson's playing a Divine Knight, and he got very frustrated with the spells. He said these spells are useless because he's kind of gone through a lot of the cleric spells, and there's not a lot of damaging spells for the cleric, right? And Divine Knights get to use Divine Magic. So I told him today, make up some more new spells. That's where quite a few of the adventuring backpack spells came from. Davis got tired of running the cleric spells that we've been playing for 3,000 years, and he just started making them up. He'd show up. I still got the cards around here somewhere. He'd show up with a game with with a little index card with a spell he wrote up on it, and that's how we playtested. There you go. All right, I would be remiss if I didn't mention to everybody we've got a Kickstarter running right now. Robert E. Howard, 4 volumes of art history filled with all the art that has portrayed Howard properties for the past 70, 80, 90 years. Holy shit! How long has he been? Holy shit! It's 100 years. Ever since he's been published. So from the pulps all the way up to today. So if you haven't, it'll be in the stream here before long. How do I do that? KS something? I don't know. Chuck taught me a shortcut, and I can't remember what it is. But yeah, check. It's all over the place. Check Facebook. Check our homepage. You can find the Kickstarter. At any rate, throw whatever questions you have in the stream. I could throw my own out. We started quite a discussion over on Facebook about which is the better Conan movie. I even tagged Mr. Schwarzenegger in it. Hopefully he'll weigh in and say something. But is it Conan the Destroyer or Conan the Barbarian? Those are our debating questions there. So have I ever mentioned how I don't like calling thieves rogues in the book? You have not mentioned that, but I have heard that at my table many, many times. And that's actually one reason in CNC in the Adventurer's Backpack, Mac actually he created the class The Thief. And it is so very, very similar to the rogue. It is rather funny, though there's some nuance to it. You gotta read the text. And pineapple on pizza, never, ever, epi. Oh my God. Why would you do that? Really, pizza should be reserved just for pepperoni. That's really what it. I guess sausage a little bit here and there would be all right. But yeah, so I think back in the day, I remember I liked Conan the Barbarian. Blocked. I liked Conan the Barbarian, the movie. I didn't like the opening sequence to Conan is badass, and the village. But after that, it just goes south. He's imprisoned at the corn mill or something. he's down at Buck's corn mill down there, and then he goes east to learn sword fight, and then they throw him out like he's a bum. And I didn't like it that much. Whereas the Destroyer just started kind of cool with his combat, though I didn't like the Thief in the Destroyer, and then the fight with the gorilla, which is an iconic picture by Frank Frazetta and a fantastic story by Howard himself. And that fight in the Destroyer with the gorilla with the cape is just, it's embarrassing. Let's just go on to what it is. Conan the Barbarian, less cheesy, and breaking into the Serpent Tower with the orgy-like scenes cannot be beat. And that's the other thing. I did not know this. I guess I should have known this, but they ratcheted down Conan the Destroyer quite a bit because to keep their PG, whatever, PG? Yeah. I don't think there was PG-13 in those days. I don't know. But, so they ratcheted that down and took a lot of that kind of adult content out of it, which kind of made Conan. Conan without that's kind of goofy. Not goofy, but it misfires a little bit. That's the thing about the Barbarian for me. There's epic scenes in it that are unforgettable. But the Destroyer, at the time, I thought was a better movie because it captured the essence of Conan, wandering through the wilderness, fighting a dark god, whatever, better than Barbarian did. In retrospect, I have kind of shifted my position going back to Conan the Barbarian as the most enjoyable of the films. I just kind of phase out the pit and the Buck's Corn Palace and whatever going out east thing. Conan punches a camel on a barbarian. Voila, there you go. You can't beat that. I still want to see Tower of the Elephant turned into a movie. That would be fantastic. That's, Jason and I were talking about the other day. I don't understand why Howard created such fantastic stories, and some of them are long, right? They're not short little 10-page. Some of them are short, but some of them are long. More than enough content in Red Nails for a movie in Tower of the Elephant. More than enough content. Take that, make a movie. Don't write all this crap that you think should be in a Conan movie. Don't take any of the stuff that came after Howard. Good or not, it's whatever. Take some of Howard's movies, make it into a movie, and just go. Don't give us any exposition. Don't give us any of that crap. Here's Conan. Here's town. Punches the Campbell. He goes into the Tower of the Elephant or whatever. Conan the Barbarian, speaking of movies, I have not yet seen it, Green Knight, Vic Danger, but I do intend to. It looks very much my style of movie. Kind of dark and grim, and what little I've seen on it, I've seen is grim. So that's Will Chamberlain's acting method was problematic. Yeah, I can't. Here's probably the real test for me. I can't go back and watch Destroyer. I just can't. The Thief drives me absolutely bonkers. I think Grace Jones, who I love to death, I think she way overacted the role. Wilt Chamberlain is he's not good. I liked the Witch Queen lady. I thought she did a great job. The Princess did a great job. I love Arnie in that role. I really think Arnie does a great Conan. And the Wizard, that's not Subutai. Who's the Wizard's name? I can't remember the Wizard's name. So it's such a mixed bag. And then the ape scene is it reminded me of Crawl, a movie I do not like. There's just enough about the Destroyer I can't go back. But the Barbarian, I actually can go back and watch. That opening sequence is badass. Skip over the next 20 minutes, and then the scene where he's running. What I think a better movie would have been to just do the opening sequence in the village, and then cut to him running with the chains on his arms, and go. and skip all that goofy shit in the middle. That stuff drives me absolutely crazy. Let's see, you could expand on the Tower of Element in a great way. I did a blog ages ago on what my ideal Conan film series would be. You should post that. You should post that on our blog or link it to ours. I had the biggest crush on Grace Jones when I was a kid. Grace Jones is awesome. I absolutely love Grace Jones. But she kind of overdid the role, I thought. Conan the Barbarian had an epic feel. Agree that the thief was beyond here. He was just too... or whatever he did with his daggers, just it pissed me off. It just pisses me off now. Conan puts pineapple on his pizza. that is canon. There you go. Well, that seals it. There's an animated series of Cartoon Networks by Gennady Tartakovsky called Primal, set in the early age of man with dinosaurs, very little dialogue, and very Conan-esque action and drama without dialogue worth watching. Oh, that's cool. Jason posted. Jason, grab that clip you posted of a Conan cartoon that you put on my Facebook a week or so ago. It was fucking badass, and I think that's one of the things that I don't like when they sanitize these properties, whether it's Tarzan or Conan or whatever. There's got to be blood in it, man. This isn't a Marvel Universe movie where everyone goes kapow and no one's hurt. They're hurt, but they're not like Harrison Ford in any movie that Harrison Ford's ever done. He gets the living bajiminy shit beat out of him, and you're watching him on screens like Mel Gibson. You're watching him on screen and you're going, it just hurts. I'm just in pain. That's what a Conan movie should be by. That's what a Tarzan movie should be. And they need to quit sanitizing this stuff and put some blood back into it. Ratchet it up. It's okay. Yeah, I got a warning, but Jason got banned. Jason. What can you do? But I'll check that Gennady Tartakovsky's out, Omut. I love anything like. It's one reason I stick with The Walking Dead, because it's pretty violent, and I like violent television. Life is pretty, I don't know. I balance a lot of checkbooks. So a little bit of violent TV is okay. If Destroyer had been rated R, it might have had a chance. You can't successfully do family-friendly Conan. You're right, Obsidian. That's it, right there. Better actors and script would have also helped. I wanted to love it, but I could ultimately only like it. Yeah, that's actually a perfect sizing of Conan the Destroyer. And really, they should never have dumbed it down. I don't think it did well anyways. I don't know. I can't remember in those days. I know that I saw the Destroyer in the theater there was nobody else. It's one of the few movies that I've been in that I went to, and there was not a single soul in the movie theater. So that probably colored my view of why I liked it so much, because it was just mine. Primal is animated but very violent, and that's what I like. One of the reasons that Fear has kind of lost me a little bit is they've ratcheted that back, and they're just doing this feel-good Fear the Walking Dead thing, and I'm tired of it. I want to see Rick bash someone's head in with the butt of his .357 or whatever the hell. I'm a pacifist for the most part, and I like violent TV and film. Well, that's what the whole violent TV and film is about, so that we can be pacifists, right? So whenever primal urges are driving us to do whatever it is that we do, we get exhausted watching the TV. We're like, oh, that looks exhausting. You watch Harrison Ford go looking for the Ark of the Covenant. By the time it's over, you're exhausted because the dude's been all over the planet. He doesn't get any sleep. Everybody's beating him up. He's fought some crazy Nazi demon thing, whatever. Burned his face off. I don't know whatever's going on. So by the time you're done with it, you go, I'm finished. I can go eat some ice cream or whatever. Well, Jason, it's just who you know, man. Mac Muddle's banned. How's it going, Mac? Choreographed the Barbarian was a failed pilot for a Conan-like funny cartoon on the Cartoon Network. I gotta tell you, Willie, that rattled something loose in my head, and I mentioned this to Mac the other day, and I gotta be careful saying it again because he's driving. I don't want him to flip his car over, but they've put Conan in the Avengers in the Marvel Comics. What? Stop! Just stop! The only reason I would take Conan in the Avengers in the Marvel Comics is if he waded into him with his broadsword and killed them all. That would be cool. But otherwise, no, absolutely. There should never, ever be any kind of crossover like that, ever. I need to get Chuck to add you to the mod list. It's not in the years, it's the miles. There you go. You'll probably like the new Suicide Squad and the violence is at 11. A lot of comedic. I can take a little bit. I mean, I don't mind if it goes that route. I enjoyed the first Suicide Squad. That was a good flick. I'm trying to think of other violent movies that are funny. I'll watch just about anything. I'm trying think there's got to be some out there. Hell, I love Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, one of my favorite movies. But I don't mind it mixed a little bit. But I do like we've talked about this before. If you were to put Star Wars and Star Trek, which is my favorite, I want to say Aliens, because Aliens has that gritty feel that. Not grim, that's a different type of approach to things. It's just gritty. It feels very, very realistic. Even though some of the later films after Aliens didn't make a lot of sense to me, I enjoyed them because it had Ridley Scott's hand. What are they? Not Cornucopia. I can't. He did 2 movies that I really enjoyed. They're a little a little off for me. The Boondock Saints. Oh man, I haven't seen the Boondock Saints in 150 years. That is why, I need to go check that out. It has been a long time since I've watched that. True Romance is one of my favorite movies in that kind of regard. As my mother would say, get over it. I would accept an issue of What If with Conan Avengers, but otherwise, nah. Yeah, I mean, it's just crazy. I don't know why they feel like they got to do this weird kind of, I don't know, whatever. You got these great properties. God, make a good movie out of it. I just watched True Romance the other day. It's one of my favorite films of all time. I think it's Dude Man's Tarantino's best script. I think it's better than Pulp Fiction, and I love Pulp Fiction. I absolutely love Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is one of those weird movies. It had been out forever and a day, still playing in the theater, and I went one afternoon, and I was sitting there, and it was sort of like The Destroyer. There was only one other person in that movie theater. Whatever you eat, you watch a movie, and when the movie credits started rolling, a guy stands up. He's like 6 rows in front of me. It was Davis. So Davis and I were sitting in the movie theater together. Didn't know it was each other. It was really funny. I need to watch that again. Yeah, it's just a good flavor. I had an old What If with Conan versus Thor. I remember that What If comics were pretty cool. Let's see. Speaking of primal, CNC needs a Paleolithic style setting. True early human barbarians versus monsters, dinosaurs, and the elements. You know what we could do? I probably could get us a license for Pellucidar. That would be kind of cool. I would love to. We are literally now days away from finishing these projects. I've uploaded Gods and Legends and the Player's Archive. We're just waiting for Peter to finish 3 pictures for the Player's Handbook. We've got, I got those charismas fixed and the justification fixed. I think I did. I'm not going to swear to it, but I think I got it all. So we're literally we're days. All of the spells are in, the rune spells, and we're days from having this done, and then we can start looking at what's coming next. Davis and I are going to meet in early September when all the dust from all of this crap settles, and we're going to lay out what's happening next. So lots of stuff coming down the pipe. I'm super excited about it. I'm not sure a Paleolithic setting is in there, but it might be. You never know. I think Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was Tarantino's magnus opus. That's a great movie. I have to say, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I didn't want to. I didn't like Django Unchained, but I did like the other Western. Hateful Eight was pretty good. Tarantino's hit or miss for me most of the time. And for that film, for the Hollywood film, I think we've talked about this. When I was a little kid, the movie Helter Skelter came out, and I watched it, and I shouldn't have. I was very little, and it scarred me for the whole Manson thing. I mean, all I wanted to do was go to California and kill Manson and all of those people. I stayed angry at Manson for years. And the whole Sharon Tate, what happened to her was absolutely horrific. And it rolled around in my tiny head for a long, long time. And then when I sat down and watched Hollywood, Mac badgered me into watching it. And I was finally like, fine, I'll watch this good Tarantino movie. And it was like an hour of Sharon Tate moving, and it was just giving me this horrible, absolutely horrible memory flush of all of that rage and hate and that sadness and sorrow of what happened to her and all that stuff. And then Brad Pitt at the end of it, I don't give any spoilers, but Brad Pitt's turnaround at the end of it, the alternate history was very cathartic. I actually texted Mac during the scene. I said, I explained what was going on. It was very cathartic for me. So hats off to Tarantino. He unrattled some childhood crap in my head, so for good or whatever that means. A Hollow Earth Pellucidar setting would be great. I could go way since absolutely. That would be all over the place, and I love Pellucidar. Speaking of violent movies, I watched Nobody a couple weeks ago, and I had to watch it again. I had a good time watching it. I fucking love Nobody. Nobody is a fantastic Korean movie. It's one of my favorite, and it is It is unadulterated violence when it hits. Watch that. And realistic. It's not done in this kind of cartoonish fashion. It is... Watch the movie. Oh my God, watch the movie. Glad you enjoyed it, Johnny. It is a fantastic film. Kickstarter question: are we all close enough to estimate when shipping will happen for the printed materials for Roads to Adventure? Very close. I've got a good handle on that. I'm like, we got the boxes in. I haven't looked at NPC Almanac in a couple of weeks. I think it's yeah. We'll get that done. Up next will be the Player's Handbook. All of that should be at the printers by week's end or by Monday, Tuesday, depending on when Peter gets his art done. And then all hands, once all of that's at the printer, it's going to be 3 to 4 weeks before they get that back to us. Then it's all hands on wrapping up the NPC Almanac. So the week after next, we should be, elbow deep into that project, and we'll have a good idea of what shipping is going to be. Now we got to be careful. They're raising shipping rates on the 29th of August. We're going to try to get that. We're going to try to get it through so you guys aren't getting hit by even higher shipping fees, but we'll see how it goes. I felt the same way about the Jim Jones movie when I was a kid. Oh, yeah, I remember that. Killed all those people in Ghana, right? He migrated about 900 people. That was horrible. I remember that. I remember watching that on the news. That was horrible. Steve, I got some more errors and edits for PHP coming to Tim in the next few days. If I was small amount, good deal. Send them on. I don't know if I mentioned this in the chat a couple weeks ago, but I found 2 words that were misspelled since the first printing. I'd really like to have as little of that as humanly possible. I know these books are large and complicated, and it's almost impossible to get all of that out. But I would like it to be as clean a text as we can manage. So I never laughed so hard at gratuitous gore and at the dog. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Oh, is that? Oh yeah, yeah, Hollywood. Yeah. That scene is fantastic. I mean, Tarantino does violence extremely well. He really does. And Brad Pitt is one of my favorite all-time actors. So, in fact, speaking of Brad Pitt and the PHP 8 printing 42 data, we have one huge hole in there that I have nothing to put in. So I asked Peter, it's in the monk section, and what I want to do is get the monk away from the Eastern style perception of what a monk is, into more of not more of, but an equally footed gladiator, pugilist, whatever the crap you want to call it. So I asked Peter and I are battering back and forth today about, we need a picture, I need a half-page picture, it needs to go in here, what are we going to do? And I said it's got to be a monk, but I want it to be pugilist, blah, blah, I gave him the specifications. And he sent over a couple of things. I said, no, and then I remembered Fight Club, and I thought Brad Pitt is just beautiful, and he's beautiful in that movie, and he's violent, and he's all busted up. And then I remembered Snatch as well. If you haven't seen the movie Snatch with Brad Pitt, it is fantastic. He's a boxer in that movie, and he gets the living shit beat out of him a couple of times. And I said, this is what I want, Peter. I want this. And he suggested some cestus and some shit like that. And so he's busy using Brad Pitt as a model to do a picture. Obviously, we're not going to do the likeness of Brad Pitt. I'm sure that Brad Pitt owns that. I don't want to get sued by him. But we're going to take inspiration from either Fight Club or Snatch, however Peter Bradley wants to do it, and jam that in there. So it's very good. That shift is exciting for the monk picture. Yeah, and I really do. I want the whole idea pushed away. It's fine. We got the Eastern style in there. That's great. A lot of people love that. That's fantastic. But I want also people to see that there's another side to the monk than David Carradine's whatever show that was, Kung Fu. Coming back full circle, Brad Pitt in True Romance. Yes, absolutely. Was that one of his first roles? Because he's the stoner in Michael Rappaport's room or whatever it is. Do Monk likes Dags. Man, is that movie. That Blood Wild's comment is directly from Snatch. Well, not directly, but Dags. That's how they're saying dogs. Brad Pitt plays a gypsy in that movie. It's absolutely fantastic. Snatch is one of my all-time favorite movies. Yes, Tim, that does not surprise me. The language in Snatch is beautiful. Snatch, do you have anything to declare? Yeah, don't know. Yeah. That's a great scene. The whole movie, and that is really an unsung movie. You don't ever hear people talking about it, but it is really good. I mean, it's just got this great cast, and it's just a great story, and yeah, it's just cool. It's very good. Highly, highly recommend that movie. I wish they would make more movies like that. That's the type of movie I really enjoy. And that's what I'm talking about, like when a violent movie. Nobody, That's That Way, True Romance, Snatch, Fight Club. They have this realistic tone to them that, one, it's perfect escapism. You're not just kind of stepping into this sanitized world, but you're stepping into more of a, it's not real, but it is real. It just has that feel to it, so it's easier to, for me anyways, it's easier to escape into it. It's one reason I like Dark Star. We all make fun of Dark Star, of course, and laugh at it, but there's this undercurrent in Dark Star that's realistic, because when you're in space, you still need to use the crapper, right? There's still things that are going to go wrong, and if you're in deep space, there's no... I know it's cool that Scotty climbs up into whatever tube and reroutes the dilithium crystals or whatever he's doing and gets an extra boost of power, but realistically, if you're adrift in space, it's pretty big, and you're not going to do that. You're going to die. Like Event Horizon. It's another movie I thoroughly enjoyed. I thought the end of the Event Horizon was kind of over the top, but it's sort of that ship comes back from deep space. Of course, it's open an interdimensional hole into hell and all that shit, but it's a good flick. Yeah, well, there you go. So, once again, this is the movie channel. This is the movie channel with all of us. Steven Strategy. Will there be a document that lists the changes in CNC PHB 8? There are no changes in the PHB 8. Well, there's a lot of art changes. There's a huge layout change, huge art change. The only thing I have greenlit being changed is the spell. There's a first level spell. I can't remember what it. First aid. First aid has been changed a little bit. We're going to clean up the text on the level. Making a attribute check for class-based skills. If you don't have that, if you aren't that class, we're going to clean that text up. And I think that's it. I want to say there's one other thing that I just... Mac, you're driving, aren't you? Mac and I talked about it not long ago, and I cleaned it up. It was one sentence. Oh, yeah, it was a sentence in there that was wrong. It's horribly wrong. It's been there since the first print, and none of us noticed us. Melkor pointed it out. Let's see if I can find it. It was really funny. It's not funny, but it's kind of funny. It says, as a attribute and level modifiers for class abilities only are added to this roll if applicable. I think that was it. But anyway, it was basically saying that you only add your attribute or your level to class abilities, which is wrong. Just wrong. Yeah, Snatch it is brilliantly written and it's brilliantly acted. Honestly, though, Brad Pitt hardly does a bad movie. I can't think of a movie that Brad Pitt's been in that he did not carry it well. And I think that half of Tarantino's Hollywood movie was Brad Pitt's screen presence. The script was fantastic. And Robbie, what's her name? I love that actress. Robbie from Wolf on Wall Street and Suicide Squad. Maybe I missed it. ZG. It is shipping now, Blood Wild. We are deep in the middle of shipping out the Castle Keeper's Guide. Been a couple of snags we talked about last week that we've managed to... Margot Robbie. Yeah, absolutely love her. And she's got so much screen presence. It's crazy. And she plays Sharon Tate beautifully in that Hollywood movie. She's just great. If you haven't seen it, I recommend it. Jason's not wrong. It's a really good. I still think Pulp Fiction's his best movie. True Romance his best screenplay, but Hollywood is great. And see Margot Ray. Yeah, well, that's a Troll Lord world with the typos there, Geek Creature. So, I don't know, I was babbling about something. Anyways, yeah, check out Hollywood. It's a good movie. Maybe I missed it. Is this? Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's the Castle Keeper's Guide. Yeah. So that's fixed now, and I'm hoping to have them all shipped by Friday. I think that's doable. We're going to bring in some more people tomorrow and Thursday and get this thing wrapped up. There's been a couple of small issues, but it's all worked through at this point. And we still got some digital stuff to give. That should go out. Most of that should go out tomorrow. And there's going to be one change. I want to alert everybody. There was a stretch reward in there for the Castle Keeper's Guide, the index of the Castle Keeper's Guide to the Haunted Highlands. And that's just not realistic because that book is in the process of being chopped to pieces and redistributed. So any kind of index that we put there wouldn't have any value, I think, going forward. So, and that will be a small clip on that there. Now that would be a great title for a movie review. Trolls in the Balcony. There you go. I like it. Trolls in the Balcony. Kadora comes over. There you go. Reviewing violent movies. It's all we review is the violence in movies. I enjoy violence in movies. I know you can't say that in this modern age. I know people get whatever, but I think I don't know. It's very cool. Aliens still one of my all-time favorite movies. When Hudson goes through that floor, man, it is this gut-wrenching scene that is both. It's beautifully directed and wonderfully acted and immaculately written, and it captures a host of emotions that it's just great. Game over, man. Yeah, Chili Draws. You know, everybody knows it. I mean, it's such an iconic moment, and the movie, and it's pure cinematic perfection. Ridley Scott, I think, is the greatest director of our generation, bar none. I would not, Scorsese, any of these guys, they're good directors, they're wonderful directors, but Ridley Scott's attention to detail for me, it's insane. It's absolutely insane, and that's why when I watch a Ridley Scott movie, I'm lost immediately. I don't know anything that's going on around me. I don't know if I'm eating popcorn or if someone's talking to me, whatever. I'm in Ridley Scott's world because it is absolutely beautifully portrayed. And there's so much detail for my mind because I'm always meandering around the screen. There's so much detail for me to look at, and it's so realistic that I'm there. Inglourious Basterds was cathartic as well. Well, you can't ever not enjoy a good F. Hitler scene. That is for sure. Certain. I wish in Inglourious Basterds they had done a little bit more Brad Pitt in it. That was probably he played a guy from Missouri, and his accent he is from Missouri, so his accent was spot on. He's only in like 10 minutes though. Anyways, good. It's a fun film. Inglourious Basterds is not in my top Tarantino movies. Enjoyed it, but it's not really high up there. James Cameron lost something after Aliens, in my opinion. So what did James Cameron do? Did he do Aliens? Did he produce it, or did he write it? I didn't even know James Cameron was part of Aliens. That's funny. That's crazy. Because Cameron, Terminator's a great film. Avatar, I didn't hesitate. It was perfect. I had to watch Jackie Brown 3 times before I actually liked it. Aliens, all his movies. I did not know that. He directed Aliens. Fantastic. Very cool. I guess I did know that. I should have known that. Yeah. Well, that's funny. I would not have retrospectively. You're right, Omu. Damn, I would not have, in my head space, even made that connection with the movies that he's making now. I mean, Titanic's a good movie, but, Avatar I did not like. I know you can't say that these days, but Avatar I thought was not. I mean, Cameron's Avatar. I didn't see the live-action Avatar, but Avatar's not a good movie. It's got some moments that look cool, but it just wasn't. The Abyss, yes, Chili Draws. That is a James Cameron. That was a cool movie. I thoroughly enjoyed The Abyss. But of course, that got Michael Biehn in it, and he goes a long way. Cameron changed whole scenes in Aliens on the Fly and rewrote most of the movie himself. Oh, that's wild. That's very interesting. I did not know that. That's one of my favorite movies, and it's definitely my favorite sci-fi movie. I mean, I absolutely love it. Jason said I had to watch Jackie Brown 3 times for action. I like Jackie Brown was all right. I really like that actress, whoever the actress is in that. She had so much screen presence, and that it's like Margot, whatever. There's screen presence that draws me in, and that's very cool. No, the Avatar movie was not good. The anime is awesome. Yeah, the anime is cool. I have not seen the live action anime, but the Avatar movie was just predictable. It was weird. It had enough Burrows in there to think that I was being fooled into a Burrows world, and it wasn't. Damn it! I don't know. I didn't like it. RBG, did you see Douglas Niles' Survivalist Guide to Splunking just released, and that and Dungeoneer Survival Guide 1E? Seemed like great CNC. I have not seen that. That's Tomcat Dad. That seems like very cool. I loved, back in the day, back in the 80s, 90s, I loved the Dungeoneer Survival Guide, and more so the Wilderness Survival Guide. Those books were at my table, used by everybody. I love those things. I think those had a very early attribute check system in it too, if I recall correctly. I absolutely love those books. So I'll have to check that one out. Thanks for the tip. Douglas Niles' Survivalist's Guide to Spelunking. I've been spelunking a little bit unnerving. Ed Harris' performance is incredible in The Abyss. Ed Harris he's great in anything. He's the guy in Appaloosa, right? Appaloosa, the cowboy movie. Great movie. I love The Abyss until the lame ending. I found out later they ran out of money and couldn't film the actual ending as intended. That's always a sad, well, guess we're done here. Everybody go home. It would be better if they just stop. Not even make a cheap ending. Just stop. The film just stops. Roll credits, you're done. It sounds like a very Monty Python-esque thing to do. I was trying to explain to my youngest son the intro credits to the Holy Grail today. He was quite confused. I'm gonna have to show him the movie now. Avatar was better when it was called Disney's Pocahontas, practically the same film, yeah. And Dances with Wolves. I mean, isn't it the same thing as Dances with Wolves? And Dances with Wolves, fantastic movie. Kevin Costner can do no wrong in my head, so I don't know. Aliens Trivia, Michael Biehn came into the role of Corporal Hicks 3 weeks after they started filming. He replaced James Remar as the original Cor. Interesting, Cor Hicks. Interesting. I love Michael Biehn. That dude's been in a lot of movies I love. Just a good actor. From what is the cowboy movie? God damn it, with Kurt Russell. God damn it. Anyway, gunfight at the OK Corral. I can't believe I can't remember that stupid movie. Visual skill checks, which led to 2E. Yeah, I thought that was in there. If you watch it very closely, the editors have a few scenes with James Remar still in it. Oh, I'm going to have to watch that now. It's been a long time. It's been 2 or 3 years since I've watched it. I'm way overdue. Tombstone, yes, that's a great movie. The main reason to see Avatar was for the 3D. The story was just... Yeah, the dragon scenes were very, very cool in Avatar. And I actually really enjoyed the dragon helicopter combat scenes. Those were cool. But the rest of it was just... It didn't grab me at all, and it began to irritate me about half the way through it. There's this huge gulf between writing a TV show or a movie and using the story to capture your audience and create tension and all that stuff, and annoying the shit out of your people. I should say there's a narrow line. It's not even a huge gulf. And that's what Avatar... I felt like I was being... bludgeoned with a hammer. I don't want to give many spoilers away, but I watched A Walking Dead the other day, and they spent 20 minutes of screen time debating on why they were doing the action that they were doing. And a little bit of that would be kind of cool to set the tone and the mood and everything, but come on, that's a 2-minute scene at best. By the time half the show's over, I'm so irritated. I'd have shot somebody. Just stop. We gotta do this. We're already here. You gotta just stop. And I think that frequently shows, Avatar falls into that thing. They fall into this thing where they just got to beat you over the head with something, and it's exhausting. I don't care. I like Kevin Costner's in Prince of Thieves. I can't think of a Costner movie I have not liked. I even liked The Mailman. What's the one where he's post something? I can't remember. Apocalyptic stuff. Open Range. Now, Big Danger, Open Range is one of my all-time favorite movies. I can watch Open Range any day, any night, and I even really enjoy the first 20 minutes, which is really just them on the open range playing cards and rounding up horses and dealing with the rain. The Postman, there you go. Open Range is just a phenomenal movie. It's the way a Western should be done. Honestly, it's just really good. I see the Postman seemed like someone took the script for Waterworld and yeah, they're kind of the same, but I enjoyed both. I enjoyed Waterworld too. I thought it was unique. I thought it was different. Now, the whole end sequence with the ship battle was alright, but I enjoyed Costner in it. And Open Range is a great movie, just a great movie. If you have not seen Open Range or Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, go see these movies. They're great movies. M5, I need to check it out. Do you know who wrote it? I see, speaking of Kevin Costner, a Waterworld series is in the works. Really? That's interesting. That could be, if it was done, I love post-apocalyptic stuff. I really, really do. So, any kind of post-apocalyptic, and I'm in. So that would be kind of cool. Kind of cool to check out. Let's see, Open Range, they talk about that T set a little too much, but it's still... there's a couple of sequences that's so real world that you're in that moment and you're just in the moment, right? And that the opening sequence, I've heard a lot of complaints. Mark Sandy, who worked for us for a long time, he didn't like Open Range because the opening sequence, it's like 20 minutes. It's just them on the range, rounding up horses and, fighting the rain. I love it. But I'm the guy who, when I played Red Dead Redemption, I got my horse and I literally sat on the couch and I rode that horse for over 2 hours without doing a single mission. My sons they started getting irritated at me because I just kept riding the stupid horse. It was very relaxing. David Brent, I think, had a Hugo Award. The shootout towards the end of Open Range is intense. That is one of the greatest shootouts ever. It's just very cool. Do a lot of Red Dead. Yeah, Red Dead's a great game. I have eventually gone on to play some of the missions, but just that cloppity clop of the horse, it's very relaxing, man. It's just very nice. I think I got a little Amish in me. I think we should have stopped there. I think we should have. I think that once the button was made, that's too much. The button's too much. We should have stuck with the toggles. Anything beyond the toggle, no. So we're all on horses and wagons. It maybe would be better. I don't know. I do like dentists. I like modern dental surgery and such. I have to say the remake, which isn't really a remake, but another series of Magnet 7 was surprisingly great. I didn't enjoy that one so much. I wanted to. It just kind of did the over-the-top Western, and I think that's... What's that movie with Will Smith in it? Wild West? It takes the Western and goes over the top. And that I don't enjoy in my Westerns. I really like just, you just riding a horse for 2 hours. Chris Pratt is no good in the remake of Magnet. And I like Chris Pratt. And I really like Denzel Washington. I mean, oh my God, that dude's... What is that great movie he did? He's a bodyguard down in Mexico. Light My World on Fire or something. It's just... man, Denzel Washington's a great actor. Movie wasn't anywhere near as good as... No, it was not. Not at all. That I agree completely. I liked it well. Man on Fire, yes. Man on Fire is a great movie. If you have not seen Man on Fire, go watch Man on Fire. Absolutely love that film. Absolutely love it. All right, I'm being binged. I think we're supposed to be winding this guy down. Something's happening over here. I don't know what's going on. Oh, it's my wife. She's telling me to quit talking and go get the pizza. All right. I don't know if I really liked both original Magnificent Seven and the recent one, the original Seven Samurai. Yeah, I loved the first one. I loved the Seven Samurai. The remake was okay. I enjoyed it, but just a little bit over the top for me. When you're on Red Dead, anyone here, feel free to look me up. Eat to serve. All right. Next time I get on Red Dead, I'll check you out, man. All right. With that, whatever that is, I'm going to wind it down. Kurosawa. There you go. And we'll call it a day. I think. Have we done everything we're doing here, Chuck and Tim? Have we done the raffles? And did we have a winner? I don't know what's going on. Everyone wandered off. Yeah, another great movie stream. Exactly. That's what this has turned into. All right, so I'm told to wrap this whole thing up. I got pizza without pineapple on it. Epi. It's just got some pepperoni coming my way. So wait, are we doing a raffle? What are we doing? Hang it up. Tim said, troll talk. Pizza with Dr. Pepper. There you go. All right, well, that's it. Yes, Tim, we're wrapping it up. I hope someone got the raffle. I hope someone won. I wasn't paying any attention, so the raffle was done. Good deal. All right, Tom's Dad. I'm out. You guys have a great, rest of your week. It's Tuesday, and we'll have a new GM Tricks of the Trade on whatever day, Thursday. and we'll make it happen. So join us then, and in the meantime, have a nice evening and have a great rest of your week. Let's go watch some movies, man. All right, bye everybody.